Good evening, everybody. It is wonderful to be back here, finally, at the Torch University program. As we've been talking already for several months, we're starting tonight a new series, a new program called the Torch University Master's Program, and that is to become a Mitzvah Master. What is it to become a Mitzvah Master? The goal of the course is to learn to become a master of a mitzvah rather than being a robot. You see, we all have certain mitzvahs that we perform, hopefully all the mitzvahs that we perform, and many times we can fall into a habit of just doing it robotically. We do the same mitzvah. Why? Because that's the way I grew up, because that's the way my dad did, or my mom did, or my aunt, my uncle taught me, whoever, or this is what I learned in school, and we just do the mitzvah and we don't even think about why we do that mitzvah. The goal of this program is not only to know the mitzvah, but to really become a master in a mitzvah. And that's the journey we're going to set on for tonight. This is going to be for several weeks. For those of you who are online and who are not in this program and you want to be in this room, we still have a few seats left. You're welcome to join us next week or now if you can get to the Torch Center quickly enough. And we're going to be doing this program over the next couple of weeks. And it's going to be more of like a Beit Midrash type style of learning. And we're going to go through the different components of what we're going to do. Now, everybody should have a packet. Everyone has a packet? Okay, so open up to the first page of the packet. You'll see that we have 15 boxes in front of you, and the goal is for you to stop before you even begin and trying to find the sources and finding all the details, is just collect your thoughts and ideas on this mitzvah. So let's give an example. Imagine the mitzvah that you choose. Everyone's going to choose a different mitzvah. We're going to do that when we get offline here. But imagine you pick the mitzvah of mezuzah. All right? So before we dig in to the mitzvah of mezuzah, now everyone is going to have a different mitzvah. Okay, so right now, everyone here in the room is going to pick a different mitzvah, and that's going to be, you're going to become a master in that mitzvah. So let's say that mitzvah that you chose is mezuzah, right? So the first thing I would like you to do is just think about all of the different things you know about mezuzah. You know, you put it on the door, you put it on the right side, you know that it's on a slant. Why is it you once heard a story about mezuzah, it's protection, all of those things right in those 15 boxes. Just your thoughts, just put some things out there so that you don't forget them for later. Then turn to the next page, page number 3. We're going to start with researching the sources. Now, Rabbi Yaakov, Wolbe, and myself will be here as on the floor, so that any questions, we're here to help. But it's really it's a work, we're all going to be working together, trying to help each other. But we'll be here. Rabbi Yaakov and I will be here. So if you have any question about any source, either a biblical source or Mishnah, Talmud, Midrash source, or halachic source, you'll be able to write them down right here. Okay, so you write down those sources so you know. For example, the mitzvah to have a mezuzah is in Deuteronomy, right? And you'll write down exactly what verse it's in. All right, then we'll look at the commentaries, and you open up and learn more about this mitzvah. So it's not just that you have a packet downloaded. You're writing that packet. You're going to be putting all the information in here that you need. Any questions? Yeah. We're good? Next. Yes, what's the question? Sorry.
So you pick your mitzvah and then you find your sources for your mitzvah.
Right. And we'll help. We're here to help. This is a community effort. We'll see. This is it'll be very interactive. Sandra, you're going to have to come here. We're looking forward to seeing you at the class. So anytime, right? No. So the next page 4 of your packet. Page 4 of your packet is you're going to learn the specific laws. Now, every mitzvah has detailed laws, and you have all of these lines here to write down the laws, the law of, so again, if it's the mitzvah of mezuzah, it's the mitzvah of tefillin, you start putting together all of the laws you start putting them down. Okay, there's a law, it should be on the right side, it should be on a slant. There's a mitzvah, it should be on the upper third of the doorpost. What room, how big does a room need to be to require mezuzah? All of these different laws, and you try to itemize them piece by piece. Page number 5 is we summarize the details of the mitzvah. So you put together some summaries because you already have a lot of information in the previous sheets. You're going to start organizing them and putting them in order. Then we're going to try to find on page number 6, connect with the reason for this mitzvah. Why would God give us this incredible mitzvah? Right? There's no mitzvah that God gave us just because. Or maybe there is, the red heifer. Right? Just because God commanded. And there's no reason known to man. Right? King Solomon says, I thought I knew wisdom, and it is so far from me. Why? Because he couldn't figure out the reason behind the mitzvah of the red heifer. Now, we don't do mitzvahs because we know the reasons or because it means a lot to us. We do the mitzvah because they're commandments. But it always helps to be inspired and to do the mitzvah with fervor, with excitement, when we know the reasons or some of the reasons behind it. So we're going to try to connect with the reasons. We're going to try to do some research on that as well. Turn to page 7. Now we're going to look around for a story or inspirational message that would help inspire others to learn more and perhaps encourage them to observe this mitzvah. So if you have this mitzvah of mezuzah, maybe there's some great stories, maybe there's some anecdotes that you can, find and put on your papers here so that you can hopefully share those stories. And then you present your findings on page number 8. You put together your thesis. Put together your thesis, and whenever you're ready to put together your thesis, we're going to make a big presentation here at the Torch Center, and everyone will come with their suit and ties, hopefully, and gowns, or whatever you call those, right? From the graduation hats, and everyone's going to present their findings, and I think it's going to be a really fabulous journey. So, are there any questions so far? And we're ready to get to work. All right. How do you choose a mitzvah? I'll help you. We'll help you. Don't worry. There are a few mitzvahs that are reserved. Yeah. Right. I have a few people that reserved already mitzvahs who are not here yet tonight. Maybe they're on their way, but there are Howard Schreiber reserved the mitzvah of mezuzah, and Susan reserved the mitzvah of lashon hara. So we're going to leave those for them. All the other ones we'll discuss. I'm going to put many of them on the board. But we're about to begin. Any other questions? Any questions online? Sandra, any question? All right. We're looking forward to seeing you. Don't forget.
When are we going to get there? How are we going to do the research?
Oh, we're going to do it right here. We're going to spend the time right here to do the research, to read through. We have a magnificent Don Levitt family library here. We're going to use it as much as possible to really find those sources and really not just observe a mitzvah out of habit, out of rote, but rather feel a connection to a mitzvah because this is our mitzvah. Let's own it. All right, so we're going to turn offline here. Thank you very much for joining us, my dear friends, and we look forward to seeing you here next week. And until next week, we're going to be doing some research, and hopefully soon we'll invite you back to listen to our presentations on each mitzvah. Thank you and have a marvelous evening. We're at the Torch Center, 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. Be here or be nowhere.